Okay, just a good win on Saturday. You know, it was great to be playing at home again. Had a lot prettier weather than a week before, but I thought it was a, good day all the way around. Just, play. When you go back and watch the tape, you look at how well we played defensively to hold them, set a school record, minus 3 yards rushing, and really at one time in the fourth quarter, I think it was almost minus 50, So I thought we had a dominant day defensively. Really made them, one-dimensional in what they were doing, caused a couple turnovers in the second half. It led to scores, and I thought that was big. And then, special teams, I thought we played well. We kicked and punted the ball really well. Their punter had a really good day. And then offensively, I think we had close to, 500 yards of offense. The worst thing we did all day was the turnovers. We talked about it at halftime. And I think people don't realize how important, the ball is. You got to be able to protect the ball offensively. You got to be able to take the ball away, defensively. And a lot of times that dictates the game. And I think, that dictated the game early. We missed a receiver, early through the interception, held on the ball a little bit too long, had him open early, didn't make the throw quick enough, gave him the ball in the red zone. Then we had the fumble exchange, on the option, which we don't do a lot. And they pick it up, run it back, and you're sitting there behind in the game. And but I think the ball, in learning those lessons is huge, because in close games that's a determining factor. I think in this game early it was a determining factor of how the game went. So I think we got to do it. And we've been pretty clean with that the last several weeks, taking care of the football. And we had some turnovers, but like I said, we got to clean that stuff up. Outside of that offensively, I thought we executed really well and was very productive. And you look at the points that they got, they all come off of those turnovers. We turn over one, on a kickoff return. So we got to clean that stuff up. But overall, like I said, just, dominate and win. This team's sitting right in position of where we want to be with every goal obtainable. And, you look to go on the road facing a very, very tough, UT Martin team. You look at them and kind of where they are. They lost to Murray. They lost to Austin P early, and both of those games, one of them was a 7-0 game, one of them was a 13-10 game. They could be sitting there. EKU was a 10-point game, I think, a 31-21 deal. I think they turned the ball over a good bit in that game, but you're sitting there talking about a team that could be 8-1, 7-2, 5-1 in the conference, 6-0 in the conference coming into this game. So they were picked, I think, to finish second in the conference. So they still are that team. You look at them on film, they're big up front. They got two really good running backs. They got receivers. They're playing a young guy at quarterback now. That's a true freshman that they're doing a little more quarterback run with him. Been very productive with him. They on a 2-game win streak. With the change offensively, and then defensively they had a lot of experience back. They've got guys that's been playing, 3 and 4 years. They do a good job of getting hats to the box to stop the run. Our secondary is very athletic, so we got a work cut out for us going on the road there. And I know Coach Simpson does a great job. He'll have them ready to play, and I think our guys have got a lot to play for. So I don't see any reason why we won't be ready to play on Saturday. We should have a great week of preparation like we've been doing. This team is. It's been as good as we've had for us, the way we prepare during the week and the way we get ourselves ready to play. So I don't expect anything less than that this week and getting ourselves ready to play. We're smelling kind of the end of the OVC run and, end of the regular season. And, like I said, just sitting in very, really good position. But, like I said, proud of the win on Saturday.
Coach Cross, when you look at their numbers, they're very good defensively. What do you think it is that makes them so solid on that side of the ball?
Well, like I said, they get extra hats to the box. They do a really good job of that schematically, and then they got really good players. They're good up front, D-line wise. They got athletic linebackers, and those guys, like I said, have been playing for 2 or 3 years. And secondary are really athletic. Now the 2 safeties that have been out, was out this past week, so I don't know injury-wise if they'll be back or not. But they're really athletic on the back end too. So they do a good job and play hard. And like I said, they're schematically, strong, and then defensively, personnel is really good. And they're just a good football team all the way around. I'm kind of shocked that they're 3-3 in the league. Really, I expected them to be more like a 5-1 team or a 6-0 team coming into this game. And like I said, but from our perspective, they are that team. They're still very capable of being that team. So it's all about how we play and how we prepare. And I think we'll be ready to go. But they are good defensively.
You mentioned that there's a lot to play for. If you win this, you can clinch. but it seems like your guys have been real good at not sitting there just worrying about something like that or talking a whole lot about something like that.
Well, you know, the way our culture is, we don't have to have something to play for. We got something to work for every day. You know, we know who we want to be. We know what it takes to get there, and our guys do a good job of buying in and doing that on a daily basis. So you don't need a bell or a whistle to have an intangible there to play for and make this game bigger than the last one. I mean, the Murray State game this past weekend's the biggest game we played all year. You know, the week before that it was SEMO. So this week it's UT Martin. It'll be a lot of people talking about it is ring week, and it is ring week. We do clinch if we win it. But I don't think our team has to have that motivation going into it. I mean, I think what it does is it tells him, hey, we're almost through this 9-game stretch, you know, that we're in. But I mean, we got a lot to play for every week, and you can't stump your toe. I mean, I think that our guys know, you know, how important every game is, because a lot of coaches will be sitting there where, okay, this is ring week, and you know, you got to win this week. You clinch if you win this week, and then, well, what does next week mean? You know, so our guys know the importance of week in, week out is this game is the biggest game of the year, and then after we get through with this, and the next week will be the biggest game of the year. So I think we'll be ready to play. But like I said, it is good that it's ring week, and it means that you're drawing close to the end of the regular season.
Could all three of the players talk about that as well? What makes you guys so good at not just, well, this is a week we really have to get up. It's just kind of a solid effort all the way through. Start again.
I mean, we play a faceless opponent every week, so we just look to go into the week working hard and get ready for the next game.
And like Gerald said, you know, we just take it really one game at a time. It's the next game because, I mean, it is the next game, and it's the biggest game we got right now, and it's just a faceless opponent, and we just work every week like, you know, it is the Ohio Valley Conference. Like, we're clinching it every week.
Yeah, like those guys said, I mean, every week is important to us. We just got to come out there, prepare the right way in practice, and give it our best shot on the weekends.
Nobody's joking about a ring size or anything like that.
Now they'll be excited about that for sure. There's no doubt about it. But
John, can you just talk about how Tyler's handled things this year as a starter?
I think he's, you know, handled things the way he always has. You know, I mean, he's been a constant from day one since he stepped on campus. You know, and he's really filled every role that you could. There's not a guy sitting in our locker room, you know, freshman through senior that he can't relate to. You know, in the position they're in, whether it be a true freshman, he's red shirt and he's been there. Whether it be a red shirt freshman, sophomore, and be a scout team guy. They can be a guy that's on the IR that's out for the year that he can't relate to, or a guy that's out for a few weeks that he can't relate to. He's been in all those shoes when you sit there as a player. So he's been hurt. He's redshirt. He's been a scout team guy. He's been the backup guy, you know, with limited snaps, and now he's a starter, you know. And I think he's worked very hard to be ready, you know, to seize the opportunity, and that's what it's all about as a player. Is when you get your chance, being ready to step in those shoes and give it your best shot. And he's done a great job of that this year, you know, of being ready, being prepared. And I think all the things he had to go through kind of prepared him for that. And like I said, I think he's played, you know, maybe even beyond his expectations. I mean, he's really played really, really well, you know. And I mean, I've, you know, seen him grow as a person, as a player, and it's so fun to see a guy that, you know, has kind of been in all those seats, you know, have the success he's had and do something with it. But he's done a great job for us this year at that center position, because we put a lot of pressure on that guy. As much multiple defenses you play nowadays, and being able to identify that, you know, get us in the right call in the run game, get us in the right call in protection, and, you know, Turner protecting, you know, that guy's kind of like the quarterback up front, you know, of making those calls, and he does a great job there. So he's an intelligent player that, you know, plays hard and you know, plays through the whistle.
Tyler, what's that journey been like?
It started off with a rough start here. You know, I had 2 season-ending injuries, and since then I just had a door of opportunity, and I just took it and ran with it, and since then it's worked out in my favor.
What do you tell guys that are going through things that you've been through?
Well, just, you know, be encouraging to them and stay positive, because, I mean, I couldn't have done it without Coach Gross and all my friends and, the support staff had just kept me encouraged, just to keep pushing and just keep playing.
Jared, I want you to compare Mike Leach and John Ross, please, sir.
Two different guys.
I'm probably not as funny as he is. I don't think. I don't think I'm as funny as Leach. I won't speak for Gerald. Let him answer that.
Well, Coach Leach, he's more of a, aggressive type. Coach Gross, he's laid back, you know what I'm saying? Have fun with it, Coach Leach. He just really speaks for himself.
Coach Leach didn't come to the D tackle drills, I bet you. He stayed on the offensive side.
Yeah, he stayed
all the time.
with the quarterbacks.
There you go. Stayed with the quarterbacks all the time. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
John, kind of assess how this team is playing. You always talk about wanting to peak toward the end of the season. How is this team playing, say, in the last 5 games?
I think the good thing about this team is, we've had a way of getting better every week. So I think we're climbing the ladder, to get to where you want to peak at the right time, and that's always a hard thing to do. And just. You've heard the thing of, play too good early and things like that. I don't think you can do that, really. I mean, I think you're continually trying to get better, and I think we've been able to do that. Now, have we played our best yet? I don't think so. I don't think we've played our best yet. So, it's getting close to that time to where you got to play your best, So, I mean, I think we're prepared to do that, and I think it goes back to the preparation. It goes back to what I said earlier, in that we're preparing really well every week. So I think you're seeing the kind of the fruits of that labor come through on Saturday, where you're playing really good football. And I think this team has learned the lessons of how valuable the kicking game is in field position, and doing a good job there in our coverage units and our return units. We've been able to return some kicks and seen improvement in every area of that. I think we fixed some problems with our kickoff coverage, this week. And then I think offensively we've learned a lesson of not shooting yourself in the foot with turnovers, and it goes back to that, showed the importance of that in the first half, especially, on Saturday. And then defensively, how it changes a game, when you create turnovers and you can take the ball away. And I think that this kind of, was very evident in the second half, this past Saturday. So I do think that this team can play better than what it's played. I don't think we've taken, when you're on a roller coaster with a team and you play really good one week and you take a couple steps backwards the next week, you got problems, and you're trying to find that right chemistry of what's causing those problems. Well, this team don't have those problems. I think we've continually find a way to inch up and get better every week, and that leaves that door of opportunity open to play, great ball at the right time. And like I said, hopefully we'll do that this week. And, it's going to take one of those efforts, I think, going to UT Martin and playing that type of a game.
What does Gerald bring to the defensive line?
Gerald's just consistent. I mean, he's kind of knows the role. If we talked about Skiz, he's been there. He's been the backup guy. He's been a rotational guy. He's been a starter. He's done all those things. But I think he has just become so consistent as a person, and a player, that it's just evident of his, the way he plays on the field. I think he's had a solid year and just done a lot of good things. I think he's always been a good pass rusher. He's become a better run stopper, and all those things. He can be a multi-down guy. And like I said, I've seen his game improve since he's been here. And like I said, I think he's done a good job, excelling in the classroom and putting himself in line to get a degree and all those things too. So he's just been very, very consistent, and I think that shows, in the top player and top season he's had this year.
Tez, you and I have talked before about that it wasn't an easy journey to even get to Jacksonville State, to be on the football team. Can you describe what it means to you that these past 2 years you not only have a ring and have a chance for a second one, but you've been a big contributor for these teams?
It means a lot to me, especially with everything that I went through in the past. Just seeing my teammates out there playing without me, with the situation that I had going on. I always knew that I could be out there and I can help those guys and put us in a great situation to win the national championship. Just being there for those guys, making plays, and especially in crucial situations. I like being that type of guy to just make plays when my name is called and when that time's come. But it's been a rough road, and God has put me in great situations to bounce back and make plays for my teammates and just be a great leader out there on the field for all of my teammates.